The Cinderella's story, but in ancient Egypt, they say fate is written in the stars. But for one girl, it was carried on the wings of a hawk. In a land far away, nestled among the lush mountains of Greece, a girl was born with golden hair and eyes as bright as the summer sky. Her name was Rhodopis, and her beauty was both a gift and a curse. The villagers whispered about her, some in admiration, others in envy. Some even claimed she was not entirely human, that she had the blood of nymphs running through her veins. But destiny had little mercy for the beautiful. One fateful day, while playing near the river, Rhodopis felt a chill run down her spine. The sky darkened, and before she could react, the peaceful village erupted into chaos. Ruthless pirates had descended upon the village like a storm. Houses were set ablaze, men were slain, and women and children were seized in iron chains. Rhodopis tried to run, but strong hands grabbed her. In an instant, she was thrown onto the deck of a ship, bound for a land she had never known. When the ship finally reached its destination, she found herself in a strange and foreign land, Egypt. The golden sands stretched endlessly. The great Nile snaked through the land like a silver ribbon, and towering temples stood as if they had been built by gods themselves. Rhodopis was led to the market, where wealthy men bartered for human lives as if they were mere cattle. She was eventually sold to a wealthy Egyptian master. Though he treated her with kindness, the other servants did not. They despised her for her foreign looks. Her fair skin, golden hair, and bright eyes made her an outcast. They mocked her, forced her to do the hardest work, and made sure she knew that, no matter what, she would always be beneath them. Despite her suffering, Rhodopis remained kind. She found solace in the quiet moments by the Nile, where animals became her only friends. Birds sang for her. A small white horse followed her wherever she went. One evening, as she twirled, her master caught sight of her. Entranced by her grace, he decided she deserved something special. The next day, he presented her with a gift unlike any other, a pair of golden slippers, delicate and shimmering in the sunlight. Rhodopis held them in her hands, overwhelmed with emotion. It was the first time she had been given something that was truly hers, but her joy was short-lived. When the other servants saw the slippers, their jealousy turned to venomous hatred. Not long after, news spread across the land. Pharaoh was hosting a grand festival, and all were invited. The servants rejoiced and dressed in their finest garments, eager for the celebration. Rhodopis, too, longed to go, but the others sneered at her. "You? A foreign slave? You don't belong at the Pharaoh's court," they spat, piling chores upon her so she would never have the chance to leave. Heartbroken, Rhodopis watched as they sailed away toward the festival, leaving her behind with only the stars for company. She sat by the river, letting the wind carry her silent sorrow, when suddenly a shadow passed overhead. A hawk, majestic and fierce, swooped down. Without warning, it snatched her golden slippers in its claws and soared into the sky. The hawk flew straight to Pharaoh's palace, where it released the slipper right into his hands. The Pharaoh, a man who believed in the will of the gods, took this as a divine sign. He held up the golden slipper, its surface gleaming under the palace torches, and made a decree. "Find the girl who fits this shoe, for she shall be my queen." Messengers scoured the land, carrying the slipper from house to house, searching for its rightful owner. Countless women tried to wear it, but none could. When the messengers arrived at Rhodopis's master's house, the jealous servants laughed cruelly. One of the Pharaoh's men spotted Rhodopis in the shadows. "You," he said, Try the slipper. She hesitated, afraid it was all a cruel joke. But when she slipped her foot into the golden shoe, it fit perfectly. A hush fell over the courtyard. The servants, who had tormented her for so long, now stared in stunned silence. The messengers nodded and said, "The pharaoh awaits you." Tears welled in Rhodopis's eyes as she stepped into the royal boat that would take her to the palace. The Nile stretched before her, its waters shimmering under the moonlight. She had been stolen from her home, sold as a slave, mocked and scorned. But now, she was being taken to her destiny. And so, the girl who had once danced alone beneath the stars became the Queen of Egypt. Love timeless tales? Subscribe to Heavenly Stories and dive into the magic of legends.